and as you can see, there is nothing in it. Both came out like so. 2 mm is the thickness. This is square section, but it's not spiral, it's straight. The original one had 15 meters of string on it. I cut off just 6 meters. Now I finally disassembled it somehow. This was inside here. This already has play. It's moving. This was already cleaned. It was full of thick dirt, grass. And that was with the spring down. I have to mount the wire onto this. Okay, and the big problem was this. Why is a big problem? Because there is a square screw inside, and although it is square, it was freely rotating because there is a metal component inside. It's visible there, but it went down. This way it went up. So the screw was grabbing the plastic, not that metal which is inside. So I pushed it out. It looks like this. There's that square part inside, and this should fix that. It was doing a good job until the screw entered too much, something like that. The screw itself freely rotated inside this. I don't see any marks. Okay, so put the square inside and push it firmly down, because otherwise this will not grab anything. So this has to be pushed in well. This metal pushes that square metal. Oops, I have to put this back. Here on the vise it came out. Put this in and put that thin cap on it. So if you can't remove it, make sure this portion is pushed in well, deep. And now it's usable. So this was freely rotating, that's why I could not remove it. Now that this metal was pushed in well, now this is not rotating but only moving in and out, and that's okay. So it should not rotate. Now find the center of this cord. Here we have the two ends, and that's the center. So wind cord to the left. That is, find a point where to insert it. Let's say there, if it will enter. So since it's square, make sure it's not trying to enter with the diagonal. Now it entered. To the left, one on one side, the other on the other side. Here are the ends. Spring down, one end through that opening, the other end through the other opening. Now let's try to fix this end here. The size is a bit too large, so it will not enter easily into those. And this counterclockwise to the left. Yes, it's not working. Let's try to rotate it to the left to make it enter a little bit, if that's possible. I think this is tangled. So by constantly hitting the lower side to the ground, that metal portion gets loose, and that's why you cannot unscrew it to the right. As I notice, there's a loop here. It's tangled up. So rotate it to the right to remove it. Yes, there is a loop here. Now will it rotate? Now it is rotating to the left. One is always shorter than the other. So that's it. Make sure this metal is pushed in, otherwise you cannot remove this. Now screw it back to the opposite direction, to the left. Okay, that should be locked through this opening into that one, and then tighten it to the left. Let's see if it works or not. First observation, it's much more noisier. Let's see, what can I do with one hand? As I see, it works well. It's noisier. And the string did not want it to come out. Let's see if I pull it manually. And this plant is so strong that it broke my string, as it's visible. So the string is not able to cut this thick plant. Remove it manually.